1. Passover, Pesach. Passover commemorates Israel's deliverance from slavery in Egypt under Moses' leadership. Celebrated in spring, it recalls God's redemptive power through the blood of the Lamb and the Exodus event. It emphasizes freedom, covenant faithfulness, and divine salvation. 2. Feast of Unleavened Bread. Observed immediately after Passover, this feast lasts 7 days and commemorates Israel's hurried departure from Egypt. Eating unleavened bread symbolizes separation from sin, purity, and dependence on God. It highlights obedience, holiness, and the call to live a transformed life. 3. Feast of First Fruits. Celebrated during the barley harvest, First Fruits acknowledges God as the giver of life and provision. The first portion of the harvest is offered to the Lord in gratitude and trust. It symbolizes hope, resurrection, and faith in God's continued blessings. 4. Feast of Trumpets, or Pentecost, Shavuot. Shavuot occurs 50 days after First Fruits and celebrates the wheat harvest and the giving of the law at Mount Sinai. It emphasizes thanksgiving, covenant relationship, and divine instruction. In biblical theology, it highlights God's guidance and revelation to His people. 5. Feast of Trumpets, or Rosh Hashanah. Marked by the blowing of the shofar, this festival calls Israel to repentance and spiritual awakening. It announces God's kingship and the coming judgment. The feast emphasizes self-examination, renewal, and preparation for reconciliation with God. 6. Day of Atonement, or Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is the holiest day in Judaism, focusing on repentance, fasting, and forgiveness. The high priest made atonement for the sins of the nation. It highlights God's mercy, holiness, and the seriousness of sin and reconciliation. 7. Feast of Tabernacles, or Sukkot. Sukkot commemorates Israel's wilderness journey, remembering God's protection and provision. Living in temporary shelters symbolizes dependence on God. It is a joyful harvest festival, emphasizing gratitude, divine presence, and hope for God dwelling among His people. 8. Feast of Dedication, or Hanukkah. Hanukkah celebrates the rededication of the Jerusalem temple after its desecration. It remembers God's faithfulness and the miracle of the oil. The festival emphasizes light overcoming darkness, religious freedom, and devotion to God's covenant. 9. Feast of Lots, or Purim. Purim commemorates God's deliverance of the Jewish people from destruction in Persia, as recorded in the book of Esther. It celebrates divine providence, joy, and victory over evil. The feast emphasizes God's hidden yet faithful protection.